Hello, fellow YouTubers. Welcome back. This begins the start of my new Android tutorial series. Now, I know y'all have all day to watch my videos, so I'm going to do my best to keep these future tutorials under 10 minutes, so you still have time to watch your other favorite YouTube channels or whatever it is you end up doing. Today, I'll walk you through creating your first Android application. Now, we're not creating Angry Birds just yet, since we're still in stick figure mode. But over time, once these fundamentals start kicking in, people, you'll get there. Now, the only way to learn a new programming language is to start by writing programs. So the first program everyone writes is Hello World. Since you're no different from everybody else, I'm going to help you accomplish this task. So hopefully you've already downloaded and installed Android Studio as well as JDK on your machine. If not, I've made a video for that which will walk you through that installation. You can check that out by clicking BAM right here. If you're ready, let's start up Android Studio. Time to power this bad boy up. Let's get started, people. All right, welcome to Android Studio. So we'll go ahead and start a new Android project. And we need to go ahead and specify an application name. We'll call this Good Job. Click on Next. Here we go, we'll make this for the phone. Click Next. We'll select Empty Activity. Click Next. We need to assign an activity name. Usually I go ahead and say first activity. Each letter has to be a capitalized letter for each word. This is your XML file. This is going to be a Java file. We're going to call this first_layout. Let's go ahead and load this up here. This is our first project named Good Job. Let's close this tip of the day. We don't need this yet, but you can go ahead and feel free to read through these when you have a minute. So we have Android loaded up now. Let me go ahead and just open this XML so we can get this loaded too. I guess I'll point out a few things before we get started here. Over here to the left, you'll see a few important files that you'll be able to access through these menus. So we'll go ahead and click the Android manifests. Android manifest, this is where your global settings are going to be. This is a place for storing settings like permissions, activities, other intent filters. Right here, this is your Java file. You can find this file over here. This is the Java file. This is the commands. This is where the codes are. Under the res is drawable folder. That will be where all your images are. The layout, this is your XML file. This is where you make it pretty. This renders the user experience right here. Yeah, the values folder, strings, this would be something that don't worry about all this vocabulary. We'll talk about this stuff later. And if you were to lose these, I'll show you how to get them back by just simply clicking on App, clicking on Java, first activity. You'll go ahead and open that up, click the resource folder, click layout, double click here, first layout. So now we have your XML file, we have the Java file. XML file, like I said, is the graphical user interface. The Java file is pretty much where your codes are going to be. This is where the commands are. All right. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and here's the design view and your text view inside of the XML. So you have the design mode and you have the text version. Anything you do in any of these correlates with each other. In the componentry, you'll see that text view, Hello World is right there. In the text view portion of this, you'll see Hello World. There in the design view, you also see Hello World. Now we can go ahead and click here and run it, just like 30 years ago when this used to be magical. Oh wow, I printed Hello World, this is great. But we're in a different time, so I'm sure we want to make things a little bit better, a little bit more interesting. So we'll go ahead and delete that text view, and we're going to create our own. And this is where we get started. All right. Android doesn't have a label, and to represent a label in Android, we have to use a text view. All texts are displayed through the text view. So how do we make a text view? Well, you type in text view. Right here, we'll go ahead and choose wrap content. Wrap content, bring this down some. Each line is going to start with Android because we are programming this for Android. So Android, what we want to do now is create some text. Because we have a text view, there's nothing in it yet. As you can see, there's nothing here. So we're going to add some text to this text view. We'll go ahead and say text will show here. Perfect. And now we go to the design view. Check this out. We have text. We have a text view. Nice. We did that. Okay, cool. What else can we do? Well, I'll show you what you can do. You can also, there's a previewer inside this mode, but I like to see all of my code. So let me go ahead and get rid of that. Now we'll go ahead and we need to assign an ID, a unique ID for this text view. So we'll go Android ID is equal to @ ID slash, we'll call this text _ view. So this is a unique identifier for our text view in case we need to call upon this later, which we will. Go ahead and close this up here. Now, let's see. Here's our text view. Now the second thing we want to do is add a button. Let's add a button. All right, how do you create a button? Same type of way. We'll go ahead and button. All right, that's going to create some width and height requirements. We'll say match parent for this one, then wrap content. Oh, wait a minute, what happened here? Wrap. What the heck? Sorry, we have an issue. This is one of the things you have to be precise with this stuff sometimes. Oh, I see. I misspelled button. Let's go ahead. Well, that was automatic. I guess that W popped in when I tried to write wrap content. There we go. Wrap content. Now we can move on. All right, so we want to put some text on this button too, because we have a button, but we don't have any text on the button yet, as you can see. So we'll go ahead and apply some text to this button. To do that, we'll go ahead. Now we will use the text equals, and we'll call this show text. Yeah, let's go show text. Now we'll go ahead and click to see how this looks on in our design view here. Wow, look at that. We got a button. We got some words on the button. This is nice here. But there's a problem. The button is actually covering up our text view. So we need to align this and drop it down. And we could do that by using the layout below command here. Android layout below. And what are we going to put it under? Our text view that we created. See, remember that? All right, go ahead and select that. Let's check this out now. And voila, it fixed itself just like it should. Perfect. And you know what? We also are going to have to create an on-click method so it can listen for the on-click. So once we press that button, we want it to perform some action. So we'll go ahead and bring this up. This looks good. And you know, we have a lot of real estate to play with here, so maybe we could change this text up too, because it's kind of boring as it is now. So let's go ahead and add some more text to it. Text will show here, so click the button, please. Perfect. And yeah, this will work. Go ahead and move this over a little bit. We can align this by using a different command, but just to speed this up. Now, you know what, our button, that's kind of boring too. Let's go ahead and add some more text to this button. Actually, let's change it up. This is a button. Click me. How about that? There we go. So we're pretty good right now with our XML. We have all the code we need. Now we need to work on the Java portion to make everything run. This all looks good. All right, now here we go. Here's Java. Now we have to edit this file. Go ahead and we need to text view. See text. Where is my command here? Text. Oh, hold on. Let me put this up here first. Let me tell it. I need a text view. Text view. Lowercase text view. Let's go down here now. I should be able to type in text view, and this. There we go. That should work. Text view is going to be equal to the text view, and we're going to have to use another command, find by ID. Find view by ID, and we're going to go r.id. And we'll go ahead with that text _text_ view, which is our text view here. Now we're going to go ahead. We got to create some brackets here because we need to implement a public void command to show text. So public void show text. see, parentheses, view, there's a capital view, lowercase view, view. When that's done here, we got to create a string message, which is going to invoke once you click that button. String message, and we can put anything we want in here because we're going to change that greeting message that we first had, which was text will show here. So click the button, please. That's going to change and invoke once we click the button. This string message will appear. So good job. You've just created your first app. Boom. Yep. We'll go ahead and close that off. We need to go ahead and write another command underneath here. Come on there. Text view dot set text, and it's going to be message. It's pretty much the same word we use for the string message. Boom. And that is it. We are good to go. We just performed some oh, hold on right here. See this? This would have caused my whole entire code to fail once it tried to compile. So yeah, XML is good. Let's go ahead and run it. We have nothing else to do but run it. Let's see what we created. We'll go ahead and select a virtual device to run this on. Start it up. Let's get our emulator started. Wow. It's nice to see what you could do once you put your mind to something. And I know this is kind of boring as it is now. You know, we're into doing text and stuff. You guys want visuals, you want pictures. All that stuff will come later on. We just got to get commands down and understand what we're doing. Even though we don't understand what we're doing, we got to just go through the process so you can see what you have to do. All the rest of it will come later on, trust me. So, you just created your first Android project. You created a text view. You specified some width and height requirements. You've added text to the text view. You created a button. You placed text on that button. You set up an on-click listener to invoke changing the top greeting. And all that's pretty much left to do is click the button. Once we click this button, good job. You've just created your first app. Hey, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and try this out. See how it works. Do these, perform these, finish these. Hey, as always, thanks for watching. Until next time.